What is good, everyone? In this video, I'm going to be showing you a UAC bypass. UAC stands for user account control, and it's pretty much that pop-up that you see whenever you run something as admin. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So like I said, what exactly is UAC? If I, for example, try to run command prompt as administrator, so I can go Control-Shift-Enter. This is the UAC prompt right here. So for some users, it'll ask you for the admin password, but for other users, it's just going to give you a yes, no. So on Windows, you have 4 different levels, and it goes by this word called integrity. So pretty much low integrity is the first one. And this is the user that needs to put in the password. And then you have your medium integrity. Pretty much 98% of you are running off medium integrity right now. This is just your average user who gets the yes, no prompt. And then you have your high integrity. So high integrity is the administrator. So either the default administrator account on Windows, or when you say yes to the UAC prompt, that process that you ran as administrator is now granted high integrity privileges. And you might be asking, well, what's actually the difference between medium integrity and high integrity? And it's actually a lot. You can make registry changes. You'll have access to all the files and can do anything with them. You can modify other user accounts. So pretty much delete users, create users, change their account, on and on. And now the final level is called system integrity. And this is kernel access to the computer, which means that system integrity can literally do anything. Like there's nothing stopping it from doing anything it wants onto your operating system at the deepest level. So I already have a video on my channel where I show how to get to low integrity to high integrity. But what I'm going to be showing you today is how to go from medium integrity to high integrity. If you watch that other video, you'll see that I show 3 methods, and some of them, they take a little bit of finessery, but this method works like 100% of the time. So before I go ahead and demonstrate the UAC bypass, I want to mention that this video is for educational purposes only. The point of this video is just to educate you about this, because after I'm also going to show you how you can defend your system from privilege escalation attacks. With that being said, let's get right into it. All right, so this is what it looks like. I'm going to link the article down below in the description that goes in detail about how exactly this works, because this pretty much takes advantage of the specific DLL, and it does this through RPC. So if you're interested in the technical details, you can go check that out in the description, but I'm going to go ahead and show you how this works. So this XML file is meant for the RPC request. It's broken down in the article, like I said, but that's why that's there. This DLL is also needed for this. And this is the main script, run.ps1, that I put together from just like the random commands that were originally laid out. So first things first, you see this command right here, install module NT object manager. This is needed for the script, but I commented it out because, you don't want to install that module every single time you run the script. So you just want to copy this. Just want to go ahead and open up PowerShell as admin. Okay, you want to run this. And then in the script, it just imports that module, imports the DLL that we have in that folder, imports the XML file. And this is the DLL file that is behind UAC that is pretty much exploited for this privilege escalation. And then down here at the really end, this is where it spawns the process. Right now it's just set to cmd.exe, which is going to open up a command prompt, but you can set it to anything. But yeah, that's the script. So let's give this thing a shot. I'm going to open up PowerShell, go /run.ps1, and there we go. We can ignore the task manager. That's kind of just part of the script. As we can see here, we just popped an admin shell. A test that I like doing is typing net session. So this goes through. If I try opening up command prompt normally and typing net session, we see that it says access is denied. And that's because this command only works if you have high integrity privileges, which by default as a user, you do not. So yeah, this is just a POC, which stands for proof of concept, which means it's not really implemented in a way where it could be used for specific things. It's just kind of showing you the concept. And then the way you implement it is, I guess, all up to you. But you might be asking, what is this actually useful for? So if a hacker were to get malware on your system and they wanted admin privileges to be able to, do all sorts of stuff, because when you're ratted or hacked, it's a pretty big deal for the hacker to have admin access. It just opens up like a millennia more doors for them. And obviously they don't want to pop up a UAC window in your face. So this would be something perfect for them to use. They could just run this remotely and then gain that high integrity on their connection. So that's why it's important to look out for this. So I'm going to tell you how you can defend your Windows system from being vulnerable to this attack. By the way, if you're interested in my private Discord server, my exclusive videos, my tools, courses, and direct access with me, be sure to check out my private community. The link is in the description. I've never taken any sponsorship or anything like that, and that's because I always wanted to have my own product that I make myself, that I know is going to be something that you guys like. A lot of you would definitely enjoy it, so be sure to check it out. So number one thing is keeping your Windows up to date, because a lot of these vulnerabilities actually get patched, you know, one way or another. So as long as you're up to date, you'll be safe from all the privilege escalation attacks, because they just keep stacking up and stacking up and stacking up over the years. You know, it's a constant arms race between the attackers and the antiviruses, and as long as you're on top of your game, you'll prevent the vast majority of the attacks. And if you have Windows Defender, another thing you want to turn on is tamper protection. Like I said before, even this vulnerability is already detected by Defender, so if you have it on, you could be even blocking this exact attack. Some other general things that you can do is restrict unsigned PowerShell script execution and remove unnecessary administrators, because that's just increasing your risk. But yeah, that is it for this video. This video was a bit shorter and kind of me just showcasing something cool that I found. So if you like this type of video, let me know in the comments, because honestly, these types of videos are way easier for me to make, where I can just kind of show you things that I find. But yeah, the files are going to be on my GitHub. Hope you guys found the video interesting, and I will see you in the next one. Love y'all. Peace.